EA just dropped a huge update that's going to totally change the way you play College Football 26. In this video, we're breaking down 5 of the biggest changes you're going to notice right away. So we're calling inside zone right here. We're going to snap this ball and whoa, we get totally blown up in the backfield. Is this a bug in the game? No. This is actually a brand new feature EA added, which is called untargeting the defender in the run game, okay? Let me show you what I mean. Hold left trigger or L2 on PlayStation and hold the right stick to the left. We can see where all of our blockers are going to go on this run play. Now, if we just simply flick the right stick up pre-snap, you're going to bring up this flame icon. Whoever you put this flame icon on, they're going to be intentionally unblocked. I'll show you some use cases for why you want to do this in a minute, but first, let's just prove a point. We're going to put it on the defensive tackle right here. I'm just going to select Air X on him, okay? Now, notice that nobody's blocking him, and when I snap this ball, he comes totally free. Not ideal, but I think it gets home the point of what this does. So let's show an actual use case for this. Look at my slot corner on the left side. He's getting blocked right here, but I'm calling an inside zone. I'm actually not very concerned with that guy making a tackle. So we're going to flick up on the right stick, go over to him and select him. And now look, my slot wide receiver's going and ignoring him and going to the safety. This, in this situation, is actually huge because that safety would usually be unblocked and make the tackle preventing a big run play. Whereas here, we do it, and look, that safety is now getting blocked. Now, somebody else makes the tackle on this play, but you get the idea of what's happening here, where we're able to open up different lanes. You actually see it right here. Look, that safety got blocked and opened up a massive lane. Whereas if I do the same play this time, without untargeting that guy, look what happens, right? That safety is not blocked. Number 4 never gets blocked. If you're somebody who likes a run game, this is huge. Let's look at something like this. This right defensive end is getting kicked out by my right tackle. That's okay, and, you know, we don't mind that kick out, but we can actually, I don't think that right defensive end is going to make a play here. So if I don't think that right defensive end is going to make a play here, let's just flick up on the right stick, let's select him, and now notice that we're ignoring that right defensive end, and we're going to let him come free. Let's see, does he make a play here? Well, no, actually. And in fact, we're able to get an extra double team in the run game, which is going to help open up this run. So let's go to another example of this. Right here, I'm calling a trap play. And when we look at the blocking here, I actually just don't think I need to block this defensive end on the right. This run's going downhill to the left. I think we can get away with cheating and not blocking the defensive end on the right. So let me just put him as the Untarget Defender player, and we're going to let him come free. We're just going to do a better job of getting a double team in the middle. And right there, you see he comes free. Now, right there, did it work out the best? No, but you get the idea of what we're able to do. And in fact, we can even go crazy here and untarget the D tackle if we wanted to. Let's see, can we get away with him coming free? We do, and that D tackle actually overcommits, and we're actually able to attack right where he left. Another great example is that we have this RPO happening here on the left side, and we look at our blocking. I actually know that this middle linebacker on the left is blitzing, so let me untarget him. And now let's look at our blitzing, or look at our blocking, and we're going to ignore this guy because I actually don't care to block him because I knew he was blitzing. So why would I block him for the RPO? This gives you so much more flexibility in the run game, and genuinely, there's a million more things you could do now to manipulate the run game to attack a defense based on the alignment you see. I think this is one of the coolest things that they have added. And real quick, if you want full offenses, full defenses that are actually proven to help you win more games, check out my website, civil.gg. We have over 2,000 active members using our game plans to actually help them win more games. And right now, we're back with a 40% off sale if you use code LAUNCH40. We're celebrating the launch of College Football 26 last month and Madden 26 this month. One membership unlocks everything for both games. The link to the site is in the top of the description. Again, that's code LAUNCH40 for 40% off, and you'll get access to everything you need to actually win more games. So for those of you who don't know, we have another YouTube channel called Civil Premium, and there we post daily gameplay videos. And if you're there, you know how deeply I care about this and how annoying it is for me that this wasn't a thing until this patch. Forever, you could have hard flats on the field, yet they could get like out leveraged, or still like you could still get the flats attacked on you even if you had a hard flat on the field. Now, to be very clear, the point in a hard flat is you have cloud flats, which play between like 8 to 17-ish yards deep, and a hard flat, usually if you press Y or triangle down the right stick, a hard flat should play 0 to 4-ish yards, okay? And what would happen is that you could have a hard flat in the field, but your opponent could still throw this and get a couple yards. And I'm like, dude, the whole point of the hard flat is to play that route right there, because 4th and 3, I'm putting a hard flat on the field for this. And I can say with great happiness that hard flats play significantly better, okay? Like, that is what it is. if you shade underneath, or if you just come out in a play that has hard flats, wire triangle, shade underneath, or play that has hard flats, they are going to play significantly better. One route that would absolutely like kill hard flats for some reason randomly is like this situation on the left side where you had a flat route and you could like throw it and actually get a couple yards on a hard flat. That is fixed, and I could not be more grateful for it because it's just one of the biggest, like, dude, if I'm putting a hard flat on the field, guess what? I am willing to figure out a way to stop this corner route, right? Like, I'm willing. Wow. Point stance, though. Like, I'm okay with that being open. That's on me as a defender to quick adjust to it, whatever. And if I don't put a hard flat, I'm okay with the underneath being open. But if I put the hard flat there, I need the underneath to be bagged. I want to point out that there are plays that have stock hard flats on them. A lot of times you'll see like a cover 3 hard flat. Or you might even see like cover 2 hard flat. We'll see if we get one. Yeah, so here we see cover 2 hard flat. Like, it's stock hard flats, which is nice. And you don't even have to press these guys anymore. Look at my left side. You see how that guy's off the line of scrimmage. But if we go flat on the left side, you see how he's still going to play it and potentially get a pick 6, especially if you click on. Thank you for the change, EA. That's huge. Hard flats are back. Check this out. I'm going to break the huddle and then instantly try to flip my formation. This is a tactic that was used online by competitive players all the time to cause defensive misalignments. And I'm actually shocked that EA did something about it. Look right here. I'm going to instantly flip. And notice it takes a second to actually flip the team. Like, it actually takes a second to flip. It's not instant anymore. And if you do it right there, I did it at like 10 seconds on the play clock. I then received a penalty for a false start, which, honestly, usually I'd be a little bit more upset about that. But if people are trying to flip their formation solely to cause alignment issues, I'm okay with it. Watch right here. Boom, we flip. You have to wait until your team gets set. Then they will flip, and then you are able to snap. Let's see how fast we can snap. So we then have to wait until we're actually set to snap it. That is a huge improvement because on defense, I'll be honest, trying to flip with the offense is really hard. And what people would do is they immediately break the huddle and they'd instantly flip. Now, I can even go hurry up and try flipping, and it waits until they're pretty much set before we're able to do it. This might be a small change to some of you guys, but for anyone who plays online or plays against just other users ever, this is genuinely a huge quality of life thing, and it applies to every formation now. So genuinely big thank you to EA for listening. And this is one of the things that to me shows that the developers genuinely do listen to community feedback. They don't always get it right. They're not always able to action on it, and they're not always sure if they even want to action on it, but they are listening. This is one of the best examples of it. Now, I do need to unfortunately point out that something did get broken in the patch today. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I just want to be very clear on it. Now, I do believe this only affects players who are in online games, so just keep this in mind. But you can no longer select stunts from the play call screen. So before, at the beginning of the year, you couldn't do this. Then the recent patch about 2-ish weeks ago, you're able to do it. Now it's broken again. You could hold down the icon of the play call, and then from there, you could select a stunt. Now here in practice mode, you're going to see that this works, right? In an actual online game, it no longer does. So what do? Okay, we go left on the D-pad, then we tap right bumper or R1 on PlayStation. Here, we're able to select from 4 different stunts. But if you tap the D-pad again, you can then scroll through all possible stunts on the field. This can be a little bit annoying, especially if you're a little bit slower when it comes to adjusting. So I do have a piece of advice for you here to kind of help yourself out until this ultimately eventually gets fixed at some point. As soon as you break the huddle, okay, as soon as you break the huddle in an actual game, again, a emphasis as soon as you break the huddle, immediately do this. Okay, and if there's a certain stunt that you call a lot, you will get used to calling it. Okay, so that should be like the first thing you do. Immediately do it as soon as you break the huddle, not when they align, not when they set up, not when they get to the line of scrimmage, but as soon as you break the huddle, do it, because then you'll get that stunt set up and you will be good to go. It's annoying, but it's definitely not the end of the world. I actually never even used the menu version of this. I always did it at the line of scrimmage just because I felt like I just enjoyed. Like, I was just able to do it, and it felt smoother than selecting it from here. So just want to make that apparent to you guys, and so that you're not confused or anything. Now, this is a quality of life thing that, to me, is just another sign, one, that they actually care about what the player base wants, because this was heavily requested, and two, it's just a great thing to have. They added back the slot wide receiver flat routes to the game. So if you press Y or triangle, select your slot wide receiver. It could be a slot wide receiver out of any formation, and tap right trigger, that's R2 on PlayStation, you can get the flat hot route. Now, they got rid of the option route, the choice route, I believe it was called. And essentially, this was a curl route that was like this, where against man coverage, he would break outside. There was some use for it. Some people said it was useless. That's not correct. With that being said, I think there's more use for the flat route because let me show you what we had to do before. Without the flat, we had to put an out route on the field. And the issue with this is just purely the timing. It goes deeper. Look right there. It gets played very obviously by the zone coverage. Whereas here, with the flat route, because of how quickly he gets just horizontal, you're able to throw him sooner. That right there is honestly, I actually think that's all I need to show for just the difference here, okay? And even if you were to stem the out route down, which some people would do, right? They do something like this where the out route becomes very, very short, very quick. Even that is still a scarier throw than the flat route. The flat route just instantly gets open or gets vert or horizontal to the flat, whereas the out route doesn't do that. And I don't believe we're really losing anything, right? I genuinely really don't think it is. We're losing too much unless you're someone who really uses choice routes, which I'm a believer in them, but they just weren't as they're just not as popular as flat routes were. Even on a little out or a little combo like this right here, flat in, the out route in just has worse spacing, right? These guys almost like cross over each other, and to me, it's just not it's not as good as being able to go flat route in route, just because this is a little bit faster, you're able to hit it sooner, quicker, and he's not going upfield at all, meaning that he's a little bit more protected from someone coming down on him. Now, we don't have flat routes on tight ends, but we do have wheel routes on tight ends. And this essentially is a flat at first, right? Can everyone see how a tight end wheel route is a flat at first? Flat, 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 flat. Now it becomes a streak. When something is a flat, then becomes a streak, it's just called a wheel. So keep that in mind. We have tight end wheels. We have halfback flat routes where you can go up the right stick. In our outside wide receivers, we have just regular out routes. You'll never have a flat route, or you'll never have a flat on an outside wide receiver. It's important to keep in mind too here that if I go to something like a tight formation like cluster, there are no outside wide receivers on cluster. It's actually a halfback, and let me actually go here. Where does he go if I motion? Here we actually have 5 flat wide receivers. I'm sorry, we have 5 slot wide receivers. So some formations, you will just have all the same position, right? You could have all tight ends, technically. If you don't believe me, this is a crazy route combo, but this is the flat route. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn how to actually win more games in College Football 26, make sure you check out civil.gg. With code LAUNCH40, you'll get 40% off everything we're doing on the site, stuff that will actually help you win more games.